show us? Oh, there we are. I'm not in it, so what do we do?
All right, we're live. Fuck it.
Yo.
Oh.
Hi, welcome to the Yeah, there we go.
Welcome to the Christmas episode of
Yeah.
Any Given Wednesday with
Uh-huh.
the Washington Redskins.
You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall, was that the most famous reindeer
No
of all?
way.
Come on, Rudolph the Red-Nosed
I've never heard this.
Came out yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I like how you added sound effects into that. It really added to that.
I was just trying to, get this whole podcast kick-started, all that sort of shit. All right, well, so you guys just want to start and jump right into it?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get this shit out of the way real quick.
Okay.
Everyone knows I'm a Warriors fan, and the Warriors haven't been doing too great
Not even good.
these past couple of games. Monday, they lost to the Kings.
The Kings.
Yeah, and yesterday they went into overtime with
The
Lakers.
The Kings being the third best Californian basketball team.
Yeah, they're best.
No, fourth best. Sorry, I forgot the Warriors are from there. They're the fourth best.
What the fuck? Wait, really? You think they're the worst team?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, that's fair.
I think
Wait.
the Lakers are better than them. The Clippers are better than them. Y'all are
Alright.
better than them. You should be.
All right, well, we lost on Monday.
I mean, so maybe they are only the third worst. Maybe
But-
I was right to start
But
out.
Wednesday, man, my hair looking goofy as shit.
But
But
I like
as
Wednesday,
always.
Missed the break.
so yesterday we lost to, we beat the Lakers, but we went to overtime. So I want to get that out of the way. If you guys want to
Yeah.
if you have anything to rag on
It's
the
early.
Warriors about,
It's early in the season.
If only
still.
either of
now.
your teams were as good as the Celtics.
Okay, well,
Okay, can I just say that the season is like so long? Who knows how these teams are
We're a
gonna
quarter
do?
of the way
We are a
through
full
now.
quarter of the way through,
Yeah.
and we have the best.
It's a quarter, man. I mean, think about like a
Yeah.
football game. First quarter doesn't decide everything.
No, but the first
Ooh.
quarter of the football season does mean something if you're not the Chiefs.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying the first quarter of the football season does mean something if you're not the Chiefs.
If you're not the Chiefs.
that's a weird sentence. I can't
Well,
process
because the
that.
Chiefs were dope through the first quarter of the season.
It's 4
and now-
games.
I
Injuries
know.
happen.
No, they didn't have any injuries. They just got bad.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I was just talking shit about the Chiefs mostly.
Oh, okay.
I gotta try and
They
integrate.
did beat the Patriots, I will say that.
I need to try and integrate the soundboard more. I think I've been lacking on that, and that is
So
something
that's-
I aim
that's gonna
to
happen.
improve.
Constantly.
with
And
this-
Mike will not be hitting the rap air horn button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mike,
That
I
one time
will-
he got access to it, my God.
I will box that motherfucker out. I will box the fuck out.
who
of him.
knows where it's gonna go? But if you've seen the last episode with me featured,
Yeah.
air horn.
A lot of it.
All right. So, I'm sure if you guys
Start him.
if you guys follow the NBA, I'm sure you know that there hasn't, up until this past week, there hasn't been a major head coaching change for like a year, which was a record. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's been like 30, 40 years since the last time that happened.
Wow.
However, this past week, David Fizdale of the
Of the
Memphis
Grizzlies.
yeah, exactly, got
Oh.
fired. And people are thinking it's kind of because of the whole Marc Gasol kind of complaining that he got benched and all that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, do you have anything to say about that, Mike?
First time hearing of it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay. So I did see a report today that apparently he was a lot more popular to the fans than he was to his own players.
Okay.
So like it apparently because everyone thought that he was a great coach and all that. Like that's what
Well-
all indications led to. But apparently within the organization, that was not actually the case. Is what
He-
this was saying.
He also got a lot of credit last year for doing the whole they ain't gonna rook us when they were playing against the Spurs in the playoffs, and he
Mhm.
said, take that for dad and all that shit. And they're saying like,
I
he's staying at
thought
first
that was
players.
a good press conference. but
Right.
I think that was more about himself than the players. Now that I've seen this new information. Yeah, at the time, it did seem like he was just standing up for his players.
Well, so there's rumors too, because he he was an assistant coach for Eric Spoelstra in Miami when LeBron was there, and LeBron and him are friends, and they have a good relationship. You think there's a chance that he goes to the Cavs as an assistant for Ty Lue?
I hadn't thought about that, but
I haven't thought about that.
well, I don't know that Ty Lue thinks about it a lot because LeBron's pretty much
You
the
don't think
coach.
Ty Lue thinks about it a lot?
No, I don't think he thinks a lot at all. I mean,
I
have
feel
you
like
seen that
LeBron
dude's
does
face?
a lot. Yeah.
I mean, like during games, he just looks. He looks like he's definitely on the spectrum.
Well, like,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
He makes like a
Am I
facial.
wrong? Am I wrong?
He makes a facial expression.
Tell me I'm wrong.
sometimes. No. I kind of agree. He makes a
Yeah.
facial expression that sometimes he looks like confused and stuff.
He most of the time doesn't look like he knows where he is.
But okay,
I
well,
wouldn't go that far. But
Okay,
like,
maybe most of the
that's
time
your
was an
opinion?
exaggeration,
oh
but
yeah.
like a lot.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
like when he's surprised by a call or something. Like you know how Popovich, like he'll just
like-
yeah, he'll yell and get mad, but like Ty
But, like-
Lue, he doesn't do that so much. He just sort of
he was, this is,
And also, I forget who
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that guy on the
there's-
Nets who just like came into their huddle and
Trevor
was like in there.
who
And
was it?
Trevor Booker, yeah. But like it took him like 5-10 seconds to realize that there was someone
Yeah,
that shouldn't
was
be
so
there.
funny.
I mean, that was hilarious, but like a coach should fucking know. Like you're not on my
Well, yeah,
team.
well,
Get the fuck out of here.
you're like so involved in like looking at the play you drew up, maybe.
I just feel like
and you're looking at some
I feel
people
like
and then
29 other coaches in the league.
He was kinda,
would
like, to the
realize
side,
that a lot faster.
peripherals. Wow, should we do like a test? I
The
wish we could.
inner machinations of my mind are as
I don't know who the Nets coach is, but I think I'd rather have him coaching my team than Ty Lue.
honestly, the Nets haven't been too bad this year.
They've been very good, and
I
I'm
think-
glad that we don't have their picks anymore.
Well, okay, yeah, you should
Yeah.
have waited for the Cavs. But anyway,
I'm glad about that.
so sticking with the Cavs, we talked about the pick and of obviously Ty Lue and the possibility of David Fizdale going there.
Yeah.
Another
we
big.
didn't really talk about that possibility. We just
Oh, we
mostly
just-
talked about Ty Lue being stupid.
That's
You brought
that's
it
all
up.
I gotta know. That's all I gotta fucking
It
know.
was all over.
But let's stick
No,
with the
they might.
Cavs.
But they might. Picking up Fizdale might be a good thing for them because,
Then they have a brain behind that whole fucking organization.
yeah, I mean,
But anyway, let's stick with the Cavs for another topic.
wait, but sorry.
Okay,
sorry,
keep
one-
going.
I know. I keep implying that we're good to move on, but also
That was like 2
I don't
times.
know how comfortable LeBron is with having someone else who can critically think about a basketball team controlling his team, because I think, like, from all indications, like, he pushed out a Blatt who is like seemingly a pretty good coach. He pushed him out because he had too much control over the team, and LeBron wanted to be able to have control over the team.
I don't know about all that. I mean,
Mm.
like I was saying earlier, I mean, like, Fizdale was an assistant coach under Spoelstra in Miami.
Yeah.
When LeBron was there, and LeBron liked Fizdale. In fact, when Fizdale was fired this past week, LeBron tweeted out like, "I need answers. This is
Yeah.
wrong," and all that shit. So I don't know necessarily that LeBron would feel threatened if they bring Fizdale in. I think that it could, in my opinion at least, it could only help the Cavaliers because, like,
I think it would help the Cavaliers, but I don't know if LeBron would be comfortable with that help.
that's a decent
Like, do you think that objectively Ty Lue is a better coach than David Blatt?
no.
Yeah. And why do you
I-
fire David Blatt and keep Ty Lue for 2.5 years, however long it's been, if it's not because LeBron wants someone that he can subordinate?
Ty Lue has a ring.
I mean, that's all just conjecture.
It is all conjecture, but that's what this whole podcast is about.
That is true, and that's why you guys tune in, all 0 of you. Live.
No, we got one of you last week, and it might have been him.
It was probably. I mean, it's fun. We get to talk about shit.
Even if no one watches,
I need to
it's
watch
fun.
the old
It's-
episodes.
Yeah, dude,
Or, like,
get us
the-
more viewers, man.
Yeah.
Trying to make some ad revenue.
Honestly,
Yeah,
if
shit.
nobody watches, it's still fun to record it. So
is fun to
I'm
record.
still
It's
happy.
fun.
I'm
Love you
happy that this
guys.
exists.
Having fun.
Well, so let's.
Yo, Justin, if you're watching, I know you're not, but you really want to get involved, so you would be watching if
well,
you
he should be watching.
You potentially
no,
have
keep
a
up with
surprise
the-
coming later for you.
with the form of the podcast, so he could keep up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So he
no,
knows what's
and-
going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And He would call me out tomorrow if he actually watches it. So stay tuned.
Well, anyway, so let's stick with the Cavs for one more topic real quick.
Good
And
God.
Another big Cavs. The big Cavs story this past week was Derrick Rose is taking leave of absence from the team.
Yes.
And
I don't
he's
trust that guy.
considering retirement because of the mental toll that injuries have, kind of taken on him.
His
So,
poor knees.
I mean,
Oh my God, it's-
do you think? I mean, first of all, he's 28. He won MVP at 22.
He was so good.
He's already one of the biggest what if stories of in NBA history.
History, agreed.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think it's a big deal if he actually does retire at 28? Right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Because of the $80 million that he's going to lose from not continuing to play
Adidas.
from the Adidas contract.
right.
I think he'd be insane to not just ride the bench.
I think that shows though how much those mental, how much the injuries take.
it's a toll. He wants to be out there
Exactly.
fucking throwing down
Yeah.
like he
No,
used to. Oh
and
my
just
God.
the fact that he's thinking of giving up all that money. He has made
Then it must be
$200
serious
million
tolls.
probably easily.
Yeah, no, but okay. So
it
there
must
might
be serious toll.
it might be a serious toll,
Exactly.
but I think that you could get therapy for less than $80 million to get over those tolls.
I mean,
You just ride the fucking bench, get a therapist, figure your shit out, get that $80 million because they owe it to you no matter if you play or not, as long as you're on a roster.
Yeah, but okay. I just think he has his reasons.
No, I'm sure he does, but also last year,
It's
out of
crazy
nowhere,
he's not taking it. I agree.
out
But,
of nowhere, he just
it must
disappeared
be.
for 3 days. I think I don't know what's going on in his life.
Of course not.
I'm not
We don't know.
gonna make assumptions about what's going on.
I
but
know you're not.
I don't know. It seems like there's something going on where
Yeah, I mean he's probably thought about it and then
and I'm sure
made a decision.
the whole starting out your career that hot and then
Dude, I just watch his top dunks over and over sometimes
he was-
and top
and
plays.
Yeah,
and just
when he
his
was-
layups even.
Oh
he
my
was just-
God, but have you seen him throw down?
Yeah, no, he could throw down, but
Good.
the
also
way he
he could just get a
He
layup
would-
from a stupid angle.
Well, he would
Yeah.
glide in the
Yeah.
air.
Glide,
He would float.
fly.
almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looked
He-
like he was just had so much hang time.
Unbelievable. And
And-
especially now, okay, so this is gonna make me sound like a not very nuanced fan, but now that his 2010 Bulls team is on 2K and being able to just play with him, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that does help me realize more how unbelievable he was being able to play with that version of him in 2K.
Yeah.
Because that's the closest that I get to the
Well-
NBA experience is playing 2K.
Well, because now you probably think, oh man, the Bulls. What the fuck do they have? They're probably the worst team in the NBA. And that leads us to a good
There might be.
transition. Leads us to a good
I
transition.
want to talk about Derrick Rose.
to a good, game of knockout, that we play. 'Cause all of our good
Oh no.
viewers. So you've seen in the past multiple times we've done name players on the Nets, but this time we're gonna do name players on the Bulls, and we're gonna try and do a little bit more
Oh my
organized. We're gonna try and do a little more organized. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna oscillate between these two with the starting ones. So I'm gonna start with Mike on this question, and then the next question I'll have Nate and all that sort of shit. So we're gonna get into a little bit of a games type of deal here. So we'll start with Mike. You know the rules.
Name a player on
The first
Bulls.
person that can't name one fucking loses. They don't lose anything other
This
than
might go
dignity
quickly.
and pride. So let's start with Mike. Players on the Bulls.
Is Heinrich still there?
Oh, you are so fucking no. Kirk
No.
Heinrich I think Kirk Heinrich's out of the league, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, he was kind of old, I think.
So did I win by default?
Wait, no.
Zach LaVine.
All right, I'll accept
Oh, he is
it.
on
I
there.
will accept that, even though he hasn't played a game this season and he's still
He's
out.
still on the roster.
I will accept it.
Wait,
Also, that
Well,
point guard from Providence that the Timberwolves drafted last year, whose name I do not know.
Is
I'm just saying, I've given a lot of information
is
about it. I know
Maravich
who he
still
is.
there?
No,
are you shitting Pete Maravich?
No. Good God, not Pete Maravich.
he was on the Hawks.
Nikola Mirotic.
Oh, Mirotic is still there. You want to just kind of let him go with this?
No, I think that's all I've got.
Well, but he already got a nobody. And
Well,
then I
everyone got
a
traded.
somebody.
Okay, so they're missing kind of a lot of people. In fact, a couple
Can
of
you
them that
name
they
a
probably
few?
should have known. So the Providence guy that Nate was talking
Is
about.
there a Lopez?
It's
on
Chris
those
Dunn.
teams?
Chris Dunn. God damn it.
Robin Lopez is still on the Bulls. which is
Oh,
impressive.
okay, I could have come to that, but I lost.
Earlier
I
this
did bad.
season, when Nikola Mirotic got socked in the face and he broke his whole face,
Shit.
Bobby Portis was the guy.
Bobby
that
Portis
socked him.
punched him in the face.
Oh,
Oh,
should've
shit. You know
known
what I just
someone
realized?
names.
What?
I have 2 sound bites on this soundboard that I can use for a
Just
wrong
play 'em.
answer or a
Just play 'em.
correct
Just
answer.
play
So
'em right now,
from
so we know.
okay, this is correct. And this is
Zach
wrong.
Levine.
And this is wrong. All right, so
those
we're
are
gonna use
like
that from now
so
on.
different.
That way, if
Alright.
you guys fuck up, you're gonna know.
All right.
Yeah, I
Alright.
mean, I'll know when.
So this last one, Nate won. So Nate's up 1-0.
Yeah, I failed.
The next question we're gonna have is current. You got to name the first name, okay? So current NBA players that the definition of that is players that are on a team's roster right now, with the last name Johnson, starting with Nate.
Joe Johnson.
Ah, fuck! It was correct. I'm trying to
I
get
know.
used to this whole thing. All right, so Mike. And again, Joe Johnson's out already. So you
Yeah, I
can't
just
name
want to say Joe Johnson, but I can't. Do you have like a? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask for.
Let's go.
I want to say David Johnson's a person, but
him. You just made up a fucking guy.
is
I
he
mean-
like a running back or something?
Oh yeah, he actually is. Yeah,
He
does.
is. He
plays
is.
for
He's
the
on my-
Cardinals. Yeah, but
Okay, that's
not
what
But
even
he broke
really.
his goddamn ankle and I drafted him second
I
overall.
think it was his wrist or his arm or something.
It was his wrist, my
But,
bad. Either way, I drafted him
broken.
second overall and I'm pissed.
So anyway, so
Wow, I failed
Nate's
again.
up 2-0.
Yeah,
there were
I
guys
did not
like-
know another
There
Johnson.
were a lot of guys like
If
Wesley
I had
Johnson.
gone second, I would
Well, there's
have
a lot of guys like Wesley Johnson, Tyler Johnson, Bryce Johnson.
never heard of it.
didn't know those guys.
I'm sure I'm
existed.
forgetting a lot of them.
Johnson's a very common name, but I only knew about
And
Joe.
there's actually a
But
lot
not
of
so
them
much
in the
in the-
NBA. So Nate's up 2-0. The next question that we have,
Yeah.
starting with Mike this time, since we started with Nate last time.
Mm.
Next question that we have is teams that Vince Carter has played for.
Ooh,
starting
okay.
with Mike. Here we go.
Nets,
Nets.
Raptors.
Cavs. Wait.
Oh,
no.
fuck! You're wrong.
I was thinking Richard Jefferson.
Oh,
Sorry.
Let's go
damn it.
Kings just to polish off my victory.
Oh,
Wait. What were the ones named? Nets?
Nets.
Raptors.
And then you
incorrect.
said Cavs, which was wrong. And I
And then
fucked up. I gotta
Kings.
get better. at
Grizzlies.
this.
Well, no, but
Grizzlies
you got
are-
one wrong, and then I got
yeah.
one right after.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then the Mavs. I would have done well. I
Mavs,
was thinking
you
of
mean other
Richard
ones?
Jefferson.
No, I already won. I don't care.
Okay, well,
Are there more?
Suns, Magic.
Suns? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played for the Suns.
Oh, he did go to the Magic after the Raptors. So you
no.
wanted to be?
Well, yeah, I mean, after the Raptors, directly after the Raptors, he went
I had
to
the
New Jersey.
Magic.
Oh, I was
Oh,
thinking
no.
T-Mac. T-Mac went from the Raptors. to-
North
Yes,
Carolina.
that's
There we
correct.
go. Because
Yes.
they were homies on
Yeah.
the Raptors. That's what I was thinking.
All right, so Nate's up 3-0. It's not the end of the game yet because we do have 7 questions. So if
Wow.
Mike does a reverse sweep, then all is right. And
And
even
then
if,
I'm gonna
even if
crush
Nate
some
wins
beers.
this next thing, we'll just keep going.
Let's just
'cause
do all
this is
7.
fun.
It's
Oh
fun.
yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
it.
It's
a good
fun.
time.
I'm bad at it, but it's fun.
So the next one is actually a pretty large pool of players, but every year it's dying. It's dwindling down.
What could this mean?
So the next question is,
Yeah.
and we're starting with Nate since you started last time.
Okay.
So
It's
sorry.
gonna be people who are dropped out of high school.
Yes, that is
Oh!
exactly. All right, so starting with Nate.
Does that count for a point for me?
No, fuck
Wait, is it
you.
like all players or active?
active
Active.
players on a current NBA roster that came straight out of high school? Now remember, real quick, before you name any, 05 or 06 was when they stopped letting people come directly out of high school. So you know that these guys have to be.
Do I get extra credit if I can name the last one who was drafted straight out of high school?
No.
Okay.
All right, so starting with Nate, players that are on an active NBA
LeBron
roster.
James.
Damn it! I wish you didn't say LeBron James. I don't like that. I just want to say like Kobe, but I know he's not playing. I know. Tell me something, please.
Are you done? Are you out already?
Yeah. I really can't.
Oh,
think of
Amir
anything.
Johnson was the last one to be drafted straight out of high school.
I actually did
Amir
not
Johnson.
know that.
Please fact check it. I'm
Uh,
correct.
Well, I just said.
Okay, but like, can you tell me some more active
Oh,
ones?
Well, the ones I was thinking was like Tyson Chandler. came right out of high school. Dwight
Howard. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking him.
I mean, there's a few.
Amir
but
Johnson was
that's the
my
thing
ringer
is-
that I was going to save for the end.
I mean, there's a few of them. But they're dwindling down every year because they're getting older and older. So
That's how I could figure it out. by
Brandon
saying-
Jennings came out of high
Oh,
school.
he did.
Really?
Yeah.
So there was a few you could have chosen from.
Melo
but
went to Syracuse. I was thinking Melo, but
Yeah.
he did go to
So,
college.
4-0. Nate is
Let's
up.
keep going though.
All right, so we'll keep
Yeah,
going.
no, seriously. Yeah, we gotta keep going.
This question is kind of confusing. We might throw it out if it is
I
too
vote throw it
confusing.
out.
But
Unless
we're
I'm good.
starting with Mike.
Uh,
So we're gonna go with current NBA players that are on an NBA roster right now
yes.
that have played with LeBron James, but are not on the current Cleveland Cavaliers team.
Ooh.
Does that make sense to you, Nate or Mike?
Who are also active.
Right, who are active but don't currently play with LeBron James. But
Oh,
have in the
okay.
past. So starting with Mike, go.
Kyrie.
Mario Chalmers.
He is on the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
Okay.
Wait, Mario Chalmers. Because of the Heat. Okay.
Right.
Delhi.
Yeah, shit.
Mm.
It's a lot more than I ever thought. Shit.
Is Richard Jefferson still in the league?
He's on the Nuggets.
Oh, he's still in the league and on the Nuggets. Oh my god. That noise freaks me out. I can't think when it's happening. Active players.
Speaking of people who have been on the Nuggets,
Is
Timothy
Varejao-
Mozgov.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Bam.
Nate's 5-0.
is Varejao still playing?
I
No.
think he's a free agent, so he's technically not on a roster.
Damn.
That's just as good of an answer as Chris Bosh.
So it's 5-0. Nate.
Also
Let's
correct.
see. There's 2 questions left. Let's see if you can pull
Also
one
Ray
of them
Allen.
out. Yeah, he's not on the team right now, though.
No, I know. No, I'm saying just as good an answer as Chris Bosh or Ray
Yeah,
Allen.
right.
Free
Wait.
agent.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, no, see, I'm rubbing
So,
Darn,
dirt
I
in
can
the
only
Let's-
think of free
Let's
agents.
see if Mike
Mhm.
can get 1 point.
Just
out of
get
those 2
one.
questions. So he doesn't get completely blown out and completely shut out.
7-0.
Feeling bad at trivia.
So we're gonna start with Nate on this one. So this is only fair.
Ah.
This question, and I don't know if Nate's gonna do too well on this one, to be honest with you. Name any player all time that has won Defensive Player of the Year, starting with Nate.
Rudy Gobert.
That's
Last
wrong.
year. No, fuck. I was
You
thinking-
already are out. Can you name one?
Kawhi Leonard.
So that's 5-1, Mike. Rudy Gobert did not win
I
last
thought
year.
he won it last year.
That was
Kawhi
no
Leonard.
The dude on the Jam.
Draymond Green.
No, he won it 2 years ago. It was
Do you want to fact check this?
Yeah.
So 2016-17 was Draymond, and then before that, the prior 2 years was Kawhi.
fuck. I thought Rudy Gobert
So-
won it last year.
He was in the running. He was the second.
Oh God damn
He was
it!
a runner-up, but he did not.
Aw.
So that's 5-1.
I thought
Yay.
Draymond had won it the year. Fuck. Okay, I guess I'm wrong.
All right. So 5-1. Nate's still winning. Now, do you
Damn
want
it.
to do the last one just as a
Yeah.
kind of a fun kind of little?
Yeah,
I'm
thing?
trying to get two.
That's the only reason we've done the last 2.
Now this one's gonna be hard for fucking both of you. And it
Damn
would be
it.
hard for me too.
I've been
Well, yeah, you don't know.
really
a lot about
bad at the other
basketball.
So-
ones.
This final question, we're gonna start with
Mm.
Mike.
Ah.
See if you can make it
Let's see.
5-2, or if it's because either way, it's not a great outcome for you. You know?
Well, no, but I'm trying to,
It's gonna be
focus.
So-
It's
Players that were selected in the 2017 NBA draft outside of the lottery. So that means that players that were selected between the 15th and 16th picks, or 60th picks, 15th and 60th picks,
damn.
any of them. Starting with Mike.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is a hard one. De'Aaron Fox? No, he went early, didn't he?
Can you name one?
Wait, this year?
Yeah.
Semi Ojale.
It's because you picked the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nate.
But, that was
I
good,
follow
so
my team. Do you
De'Aaron
know who your
Fox.
team picked in the second round?
No.
Wait, I actually don't know who was it.
I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
follow the Cavs. I'm just
Oh.
saying I know my own team's second round picks.
Yeah, I'm a bad fan.
Jesus.
Who did the Warriors pick in the second round?
Jordan Bell. They paid for the Bulls pick,
Oh,
and they
okay.
got Jordan Bell.
No, but they didn't pick him. But he was a second-round pick.
well, I
That's
mean, the
fair.
Bulls
No,
picked
no,
him, but
that's
it
fair.
was a prior agreement that the.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
Bulls are willing to sell a good player for
Well,
$3
like we
million.
said earlier, you guys can't really name a fucking player on them. I mean, you could name a couple, but Mike on the
I
other
had
hand.
some.
Yeah.
So
Because I followed that
six-
trade because I thought it was insanely low for Jimmy Butler. What they gave them for Jimmy Butler was like
I mean, that's a different trade, though.
that's what Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn were my two players on the Bulls that I knew.
okay. Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
like giving Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler, that's insane.
Okay, yeah. Well, and it was the picks were swapped too.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm just saying. So,
come on, Jimmy Butler's worth a lot more than that.
so that's it for this podcast on the games aspect of it.
6-1.
And it was 6-1, Nate. Tune in next time whenever we
Maybe it'll be
decide to do
close.
this again. And
Maybe next week because I won't have a lot going on by next week.
I probably
Yeah.
will, but fuck it.
At the end of
this
next
shit comes first because I'm committed to being a professional sports journalist. And this is a platform where we can build a professional reputation.
Maybe even get a Lake
Yeah.
Erie Monsters player on.
Exactly, for a $50 Amazon gift card. All right. So let's transition back into just talking about topics of sports and stuff. And other big NBA news. The big NBA news.
Also NFL.
Well, yeah, but we're gonna get there towards the end.
Oh,
as
okay.
we
Sorry
usually do.
about that.
No, no worries.
I'm
no
sorry.
worries. So the other big NBA news is that in this past week, 2 high-profile players have been ejected from games. In LeBron, fucking stop doing that.
I did.
In LeBron James
Unprofessional.
and Anthony Davis. Now, I know you guys have something to say with LeBron being ejected because we've talked about that earlier tonight, and I want to see if we can,
Should we
relight
talk
that
Anthony
fire.
Davis first, or
No, let's just fucking jump in the big one.
All right.
LeBron. Let's jump in the big one. with
I'm
LeBron.
shocked that it took 15 years.
Okay. Can you tell me do we know what he said to the ref?
So after he believed that he had been fouled on the way to the net,
Yeah, I
he
saw that
threw
part.
he threw a punch in the direction of the ref, and then he started cursing at him in the ref's own words.
Oh my.
So
Mm.
basically, I mean, throughout the years, he has touched the refs, which is grounds for technical foul under NBA rules. No, he's gone up to the refs and he's grabbed them and forced them to listen to what he's saying, which is against NBA rules and is grounds for a technical foul.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
In the rule book. That's where I found it.
Yeah.
He does that all the time, and he talks to the refs after almost every layup he attempts, if he's not called for a foul. I'm truly shocked that it took this long for him to get ejected from a game, because he does that consistently and in every single game.
Okay. Well, all I really have to say about that is I feel like he really knows these refs. He's been playing for a long time, and he knows a lot of them. And he's a good dude in general. He has a good relationship with them, and they probably understand his passion for the game.
So he should go up next to them, grab them so that they can't go away, and swear in their faces when they don't give him the calls that he wants. He does that
sworn in their
consistently.
faces. Fuck!
That's literally what the ref said on the record. The
Oh,
ref,
what,
the
this
ref that
game?
ejected him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
yeah,
and-
he
And
got out of line
if
this time.
okay,
I
do
agree.
you you can
Has he
relive
done something this bad before? Where
constantly,
throwing punches and
constantly.
I don't think he's grabbed.
No.
Please don't demonstrate
No.
on
He'll
me.
go up to
Please don't
ref and be
demonstrate on me.
like, "What the fuck was that call?"
Please don't
Like,
demonstrate on
constantly.
me.
Throughout his career,
Jeez.
we're not dumb. We can read lips. He
Yeah, but
swears
I mean-
at refs all the time.
I'll just go back and I feel like he knows them, and they
Well, why do you think he hasn't been kicked out yet then?
and he is
Because he
is
gets a
kind of-
superstar treatment.
Yeah, he is kind of.
And he expects the superstar treatment now, and I'm glad that someone's finally willing to stand up
Yeah,
and be like, the superstar treatment's bullshit.
I think what he
and
did
I
is
hope
worthy
that-
of a technical foul.
And I hope
And it.
I hope that
it
more
took this long.
superstars get texts in the future. Frankly, so that they learn how to behave and not be a bad influence to the children who watch this game.
Ooh, yeah, I can't argue that.
Are you being serious right now?
I'm just saying.
know,
I'm just saying.
God.
No, I'm just saying. When a person of authority doesn't give you what you want, you shouldn't just go up to them and swear at them. That's not a good influence to the kids who watch this game.
That was not the route I thought you were gonna go down.
I know, but I totally
Oh
agree.
my
I'm
god.
just saying, Like, anger is not the way to deal with issues. Like, rational conversations is
Especially
how
yelling at someone who's just like
who's doing their job.
there doing their job.
Yeah, no, he's just. I mean, yeah.
Like you can get mad at them as like a fan and stuff, and like as a player, but you can't like yell at them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like rational conversations about
I
things.
agree. I feel like lots of things that NBA players do.
Like,
Suck.
not just NBA players, like every sport, like,
Oh my gosh.
there's a lot of just screaming at, like, the people of authority, which is not a good
Yeah.
example to be setting for, like, because a lot of really young kids watch these sports.
Agreed.
And, like, they're idolizing these players who are doing this shit.
I'm just saying we got to do this every time, and I think it's a good time to do this.
What?
But we are live, and you can see that making sure that we are live here.
And you can't really see it, but that's us.
I
Maybe
think
if
it's
I
really
turn this-
delayed.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, you're holding.
Oh man!
I did that at the
There you go.
beginning.
So I'm gonna do this.
No,
again.
he's
I'm gonna
holding
flip it
he's
here.
holding it up.
That was the first time.
You were wait, no,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
showed you holding
Yeah,
up
I
the
know,
laptop.
yeah.
That's
Well, I'm
hilarious.
saying it's kind of hard to see. But,
Yeah, no, it's like a 5
Um,
second delay or some shit.
So I think we can see it again.
Or is it
There
telling-
we go.
Is it telling the future? Because
No,
you
I'm just,
showing the laptop
Well, I'm just showing
happens
everybody
before
that.
you do it in real
Is
life.
it the past or the future?
I'm
Is this
just-
the Matrix?
I just wanted to show
something?
everybody that this is the. You know,
So every
Something
time you hold
crazy
up the
Don't
that
know
laptop,
that.
it's working. So
It's gonna happen again,
You know.
and you're gonna do it right as it
I'm-
does it,
no, I'm okay with. I'm
and
okay
it tells
with
the
it.
future.
Well, anyway, so let's move on now. We've talked
sorry.
about we've covered a lot of great ground, played a lot of great games, and established that
and-
Nate knows way more than Mike does as far as.
I'm busy
as far as
studying.
basketball.
I am
I'm
too,
studying-
my God.
Study the NBA. My
Oh
man.
no, I didn't mean that you're not busy too.
I
Alright.
appreciate it.
I just don't. Instead of like reading interesting things about sports and other things in my free time, I watch like a little Netflix or Hulu.
No, that's not gay. I respect that. And also, I don't think we should use gay as a derogatory term.
Bones to you.
Mega faggot.
So,
No. Bones.
Not chill.
All right, so let's move on now. Let's talk about another team that's been getting a lot of attention recently, and not for really good reasons.
Thunder.
And before you start guessing,
The Browns?
before you start guessing, no, it's still in the NBA section.
Rockets. How are they doing?
They're doing
Good.
okay. Yeah,
Well,
they're doing
well,
very
sorry,
actually.
sorry,
They're
well.
doing very well. But we're gonna focus on the LA Clippers.
Mm.
4 or 5 starters are injured.
Yeah.
in a major way. Blake Griffin's out.
Blake's out for a while,
for a
right?
couple months, yeah.
Oh, they're
The only
screwed.
guy they got left, that's healthy and starting and stuff. And actually, this is the only guy that's been consistently healthy.
Jordan.
Is DeAndre Jordan.
And he's on the trading block.
Exactly.
From everything I'm hearing.
But there's been trade rumors and all this shit about him. And there's a lot of like trades that some teams could put together, like the Suns or.
Please God, not the Celtics.
There's the Mavericks, all that kind of shit. But the one that's really intriguing
The
to me, and I
Mavericks.
think to most NBA players, or most people who follow the NBA, is DeAndre Jordan to the Cavaliers is a scenario.
Oh, I think I
Ooh.
heard that.
And the
Do they get rid
trade-
of Tristan in that case?
the trade
Oh,
that
thank God. He has one of the worst contracts in the NBA, in my
Well,
opinion.
Who does?
Tristan Thompson.
Elaborate.
He got out rebounded by Stephen Curry in the finals.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah,
think he's
yeah.
getting paid too much?
Far too much.
He's getting
Agreed.
paid like the same as like Timothy Mozgov. I'd rather
Yeah,
have
who's also
Tristan-
getting paid way too
but I'd
much.
rather have Tristan Thompson than Timothy Mozgov.
Agreed.
Ah.
No, agreed.
I mean,
Either
barely.
way. But so
They're
let's
both
say
getting paid far too much.
let's
though.
say like
They all
the
get paid
big
so much.
the big trade package that's been thrown around. I've seen it multiple places. The trade package that's been what are you doing?
Farting.
You're ripping ass? Oh.
Why'd you point it this way?
I don't want to smell it.
Well,
the
oh,
oh boy the
stank.
the trade package that I've seen thrown around the most for the DeAndre Jordan to Cleveland scenario would be fuck you, DeAndre Jordan to the Cavaliers, and then the Cavaliers send Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert, and then a 2018 first round.
Shumpert's getting knee surgery. He's not going to play the rest of the
Right.
year.
2 months, I saw. 6 to 8 weeks.
I saw a notification earlier, not going to play the rest of the year.
Well, either way, that's not a good sign for him.
Not a good sign for this trade package.
And that trade package. But either way, I think that trade package is so unbalanced anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, why would the Clippers take that? On top of all that, by the way, people are saying, "Oh, well, DeAndre Jordan wouldn't help the Cavaliers beat the Warriors," and I kind of disagree. I think that would help them beat
I
the
think
Warriors.
he'd be a much better asset than Tristan.
I mean, even if you look at him and it's like, yeah, I mean, all he does is dunk really and shoot inside
But
of
he
3
dunks
feet.
fucking well.
But you also got to look at the defensive end of things. Like, he's a better
And
defender.
rebounding capability.
Tristan Thompson's probably more important on rebounding, though, to be honest.
No
Oh.
way.
On the offensive boards, because defensively, you've got guys like K-Love, who honestly on offense is good.
Kalo's been good this year.
And
He's
LeBron,
Unsung
those guys-
hero.
You guys can, and DeAndre is no slouch either. These guys can clear defensive boards. I think Tristan suits an interesting and important role in the Cavs in getting those offensive rebounds. You know, so DeAndre I think would be more of a defensive piece, and even though he doesn't do much offense, he doesn't offer much offense. I mean, first of all, neither does Tristan Thompson, but also you have a big 7-footer kind of commanding the middle shot blocker.
Mhm.
And even though, Golden State's a really perimeter-oriented team,
He's
cutting
a
off-
big dude who
cutting
can
off
stop
that middle, though, too.
Curry.
You know, and
doing
if
his
he
little
can
layups.
personally shut, because them having a viable center really opens up their perimeter. So if he can shut down Zaza or whoever the fuck they play at center, that does help them a
Draymond.
lot because that hurts their perimeter play. That hurts their ability to space the floor.
So
if they don't have a legitimate person in the inside.
So I don't know about you guys, but if I'm Cleveland, I'm taking this trade in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't think the Clippers should.
Right.
yeah.
I would say if I'm
Yeah.
the Clippers, I'm not going through with this whole deal
Yeah, I'd keep him.
because I'm getting 2 bad contracts, like you said, in Tristan and in Iman Shumpert. And I don't know. From what I've seen, the 2018 pick isn't specified. If it's the Nets pick, maybe I would think about it. But the Nets are doing better than expected.
No, the Nets
So-
pick is a lot less valuable than it was when it got traded to them.
Right. So I don't know. And
Which thank God.
And keeping on the trade subject, staying in the NBA, Jahlil Okafor is another guy who I think should be moved. Personally, I think that he should be moved.
Where
I
is he
think
right
it's-
now?
I think it's
He's on the Sixers. He has no
I
place on
think
that
it's
team.
I think it's unfair that they haven't traded him yet. The Sixers
Yeah.
are holding him out. They haven't.
They've hurt his career.
They really have. They're not playing him. And that whole free Josh shit that's going on Twitter and stuff
What
is
is that?
justified. They're saying they should move him. I'm not giving him
Well,
minutes.
but they did. So according to what I've read, they were originally demanding a first-round pick for him, but now they moved down to a second-round pick. Which but
why would a team like the Suns, Nets, Bulls just give up a second round or 2 second rounders even for a guy like Jahlil? I know
Yo,
I
you
think
harp on it too
good
much.
player.
I think
Exactly.
honestly the Celtics should give up a second-round pick for him.
There's no defense. He is so soft inside.
No, I know we have a lot of good defense though.
So
We don't-
I mean,
No. So
you
we
play
got
them
Al
some
Horford for the
low-post
inside
scorer?
defense. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know if that's the
I
best
don't
fit,
know.
though. I think that
I don't know that it's perfect, but I think it could potentially help us.
Yeah, get mentored by Al
you guys have
You know-
stockpiled so many picks, too.
Yeah. So we can afford.
You've got young guys, good
we can
guys.
afford to give up a second-round pick, and if Al Horford's as Mike's saying, if Al Horford's mentoring him, he could get a lot better on
That's
defense,
a fair point.
and he
If
could.
you think,
and,
if you find out if he's a
But-
good fit or not.
yeah, I
And
mean
it's
that's
cheap,
what you
it's
don't know.
low risk, relatively.
Yeah, no,
you know what I
it's-
mean?
yeah.
So, yeah.
And
I
if
mean,
all else fails, how many more years does he have on the contract? 1, 2.
well, I think the Sixers didn't extend his.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they're
So
declining,
if he doesn't work out, we're done with him after the rest of the season.
So anyway, so that brings me actually perfectly to my next and final trade rumor point. And this was something I saw specifically on Bleacher Report, and I couldn't believe this when I saw it. And this has to do with the Celtics and a big name player, Anthony Davis.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you saw this name.
No, I didn't see it, but I think we're gonna wait till free agency.
But the proposed trade was the Celtics receive Anthony Davis and Omer Asik, and the Celtics move Al Horford, Jason Tatum, and a 2019 first-round pick.
yeah, fuck that.
No,
You
you,
would not
want to
take
keep
that?
Jason Tatum.
No, Jason Tatum is legit as fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting Anthony Davis.
No, okay, but he's also going to be a free agent. He's not going to want to go back to the Pelicans
Do
very
you guys
soon.
have cap space, though?
Yeah, we will have cap space, I
How?
believe.
Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, and Al Horford
So we-
are on
we-
$20 million deals.
No, we signed Al Horford's on a 19.
20.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, because
20.
Kyrie's on 18, right? Because he's 590, I think.
Yeah,
20,
but we
basically.
could also just go into luxury tax because the Celtics owners are pretty rich.
I don't think you have the cap, but you don't have. Yeah, you can go to luxury tax, but I don't think you have the cap space to even offer.
So
money, right?
no, so we've signed a bunch of short-term contracts, and based on this last offseason, we've shown to be very willing to just dump our entire team and rebuild and effectively do that.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if you guys can get him in free agency.
Okay, but so if we have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, both still on rookie deals, and then we have Kyrie, Al Horford, and Gordon Hayward and Anthony Davis.
Dude,
I mean, who gives a fuck about the rest of our
look,
roster
like,
at that point?
what I'm saying is, like, you'll be under the hard cap.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll be under the salary cap to be able to sign him to a max offer, which he'd get on the open market. Does that make sense?
But we might be able to. I'm
You'd
not
have to move, I think.
sure about the.
I think you'd have to move one of your big contracts, like an Al Horford or a Gordon Hayward or a Kyrie.
Yeah, no, and I think in that case we would move Al Horford.
Right, so that's what
If
this
anyone.
trade is for. But you're saying you want to keep Jason Tatum.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Jason Tatum, I
agree.
I think the duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are our future.
I agree. You got to keep him. I think that he's a really good asset, and I think he's been the best rookie so far.
Yeah,
True rookie. Ben
Yeah.
Simmons obviously has been the best rookie.
Yeah, Ben
this
Simmons
season.
is the best player who did not play in an NBA game before this season.
Right.
But
Rookie,
for this
yeah.
draft class,
I don't know. But you really on your phone right now, Dylan? Come on, man. We're doing a podcast, man.
I wasn't involved in
This
that.
I
fucks
mean,
this
no,
guy.
I any deal that involves losing Jason Tatum, I'm not okay with.
Yeah, but I think it's worth thinking because, think when you have. First of all, you're gonna keep Jaylen.
Yeah, no, but also, throughout his career, the people around Anthony Davis have underperformed. I'm not sure if he's really worth that.
You just think about that core: Kyrie, Gordon Hayward went healthy, right? AD, and then you still have Jaylen Brown, who's pretty solid. I think that's a solid core. I don't know. I think you
That's a
can kind
solid
of
core,
build
but I
around
think just the
And don't you guys have the Lakers pick this year?
so if the Lakers pick is outside the top 3, we have it. If not, we have the Kings pick next year.
So you guys have young talent still, like you.
Yeah, no, we have the young talent pipeline, but
Take
Jalen,
that, man.
dude,
I would
dude,
take that, dude.
dude, Jason Tatum.
Anthony Davis, are you shitting
Dude,
me?
Jason Tatum at this point in his career, averaging like what he's averaging is I am not willing to give him up for.
Don't mess with
How many
something
points?
good. You
How
got.
many points per game is Jason Tatum averaging?
If it ain't
I
broke,
think
don't
like
fix it.
somewhere between 12 and 15.
All right, 13.7. That's fair.
I'm right.
That's true.
Nick, great estimate, dude.
All right. Well, anyway, so all right. So let's move on.
But
from
he's
this.
also not playing many minutes, like because they're trying to work him into the system and like not just burn him out as a rookie. Like they've been managing his minutes,
So, do you think managing minutes is important?
especially as someone just
What are you
coming,
doing?
especially for someone just coming out of college because. So in college, you play a 30-game season against people that are half as big, half as strong as the people in the NBA, right? Versus now you're playing an 82-game season against like the best players in the world. It's absolutely important to manage a rookie's minutes
So,
because you don't want them to just go out there and burn out.
so
You know,
a guy. So let's think about a guy in the past few years who's been probably utilized poorly and is performing well this year. I don't know where I'm going
what are you
with this.
talking about?
Aaron Gordon is who I'm trying to.
Aaron
get to
Gordon, no,
talking about.
yeah,
Have you been paying attention to what the fuck he's been doing this year?
he's been sweet this year.
He has been shooting. What the fuck are you doing?
I also
He has been
think
shooting. You have anything to say about Aaron Gordon?
Good
Oh,
dunker.
Jesus. He's been well. Not only that though. Now
Oh,
no. So I think he's had a breakout year, but I also think that the fact that he participated in the dunk contest in his first 2 years in the season or first 3,
might have been 1 or 2.
he's been at least 2 dunk contests. And so basically, last year Jaylen Brown was invited to participate in the dunk contest, but so Gerald Green, who's also on the Celtics, who got to do that in his rookie season, advised him not to do that because basically that takes a lot of your time away from practicing just basketball fundamentals and how to be a good basketball player into doing practicing dumb shit like crazy dunks, which is cool for one day a year, but it does not help your career.
All right.
So I think that not only is the way he was managed his first couple years of the seasons, but the fact that he had that dunk contest that he was focused on versus. All right, fuck you too.
We get the point. We get the fucking point.
All
right. We're
More
gonna
sound
skip a few
effects.
topics because
Wait, are we really just gonna end this after I made a really good point and you pretend it wasn't a good point?
no, it was a
by
good
fucking
point.
soundboard?
But then no, he just keeps fucking dude. Oh my god.
That was a great random one to hit.
We're just trying to wrap. I don't know how long we've been going. That's the problem with doing
So
this live stream.
long.
Yeah.
But we've been going on for a while, so let's just jump straight to the NFL and try and get through this shit quite quick,
Oh my
right?
god.
Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah. Okay.
Pick
So
your
let's start
favorite
about-
NFL topic.
I
and
also
then we're
don't
done.
want to go too quickly through it
All right,
because
we're gonna go-
I feel like the NFL
All right.
deserves some attention.
About
Pick your
10
favorite
minutes.
topic.
10 minutes for this next one. It's gonna go. We can go quick. That's fine. 12's fine. So,
No, I did not agree upon 12.
Dude, all right, then
Just-
leave.
Oh, don't tell him to do that.
I was joking.
All right, so let's start
It was
with a quick one.
hyperbole.
This is my favorite player of all time, two-time Super Bowl MVP, Eli Manning.
Oh,
It's getting benched. What do you guys think about that?
Fuck him.
yeah, he hasn't.
All right.
Okay, no, Nate's
Perfect.
Nate's so
No, that's a great-
biased.
No, that's a perfect that's a perfect thing. What the fuck are you doing?
No, okay.
Fucking
So he's
shit.
trying to play this narrative, or no. So not him trying to play it, but everyone's trying to play this narrative of this like Iron Man who like so loyal to his team, but the New York Giants are not the team who fucking drafted him. The Chargers are, and he refused to play for them. And he said that if they didn't trade him on draft day, that he would sit out the entire season. So like everyone's trying to paint this picture of this loyal guy who's like had all these starts. He's played all the games since 2004 or whatever the fuck. He's not loyal. He's only looking out for himself and trying to get himself into a situation where he can win. He was willing to sit out an entire NFL season to not play for the Chargers. So fuck him.
Good point. Do you know who their backup is, and do you know who's starting this weekend?
Geno Smith.
So now I have a conundrum. Who do I start in my 20-man league? Do I start Geno Smith versus Oakland, in Oakland, or do I start Jimmy Garoppolo versus Chicago in Chicago?
Biased
Okay.
again.
Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo, absolutely. Because so this
Well, can I say something real quick? To me, I think that Geno Smith has the higher floor, but I think that Jimmy Garoppolo has the higher ceiling.
I agree with that.
And you're going with the high ceiling?
I'm not sure about the floor part.
Well,
I agree with the
Geno-
ceiling part.
Geno's got a running game, and I think that usually leads like Tyrod Taylor
When
has
was
a
the
high
last
floor.
time that he ran?
Who's Gino's opponent?
Oakland.
Okay, when's the last time that Geno ran? And this kind of brings me back to a point before your whole fantasy point. That so basically the reason that the Giants aren't starting Eli is because they're out of playoff contention, so they want to start their quarterback of the future to give him.
Geno Smith's their quarterback in the future.
That's where I'm getting to.
Yeah.
So no. That my point is that he isn't. But let me get
What?
to it.
Oh,
let's
my
go.
bad.
We'll
Okay,
get to the point.
so
Definitely
basically,
sounded like-
so
I'm gonna
basically,
take a nap. Let me know when you're done.
all right, I'll
Right.
slap you in the face when I'm done. So basically, the reason that you take your starting quarterback out when you're out of playoff contention is because you have this potential quarterback of the future on your
Agreed.
roster who you're gonna try to give the real NFL game experience to.
Good
Is
move.
Geno Smith really anybody's quarterback of the future? I don't think so. So I'm just confused by this whole thing, and it really makes me question the intelligence of Ben McAdoo and viability of Ben McAdoo as I don't give a fuck how it's pronounced. I just don't think this guy's a legit coach or has a legit future in the NFL as a head coach.
Whoa.
That's my secondary thought behind Eli is not
Yes.
loyal. About this whole Eli being benched.
I would say
Situation.
that escalated quickly.
So,
I hate Eli Manning.
I don't say that.
the other
Just
fantasy
wanna put that
advice
out there.
I want to impart to our viewers, all 0 of you, is
Maybe one.
Josh Gordon makes his return this week.
Yeah, no, he's starting against me in 2 different leagues.
So do we start him or do we bench him in fantasy?
I would start him.
Depends on your league. How there are
Okay.
other good players.
So one of my leagues, one of the 2 leagues that he's starting against me in, this kid has drafted him the last 3 years straight. He did not. He was suspended for 2 of those years. This kid still drafts him every year, and I respect him for that. But this year, he drafted him in the 3rd round, so I think he's kind of stupid, and I'm probably gonna beat him anyway because Josh Gordon won't be on any sort of drug, so he's probably gonna be bad at football because he's never done this before. Like Josh Gordon's sober? I don't know.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, check the chat.
The chat.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. Is there a way to check what people are saying about it? Oh, it's a group chat.
Oh God, no.
Oh fuck. Huh.
Now he just looks stupid to all of you.
It's,
all none of
shit,
you.
dude.
1 viewer. It's you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to check the chat.
You didn't say shit.
I did say shit, and I said fuck me.
That probably got automatically filtered out because go fuck yourself.
Oh.
All right, let's get back to this whole
Let's
thing.
go.
You know,
Oh yeah,
let's
so
not
Josh
talk about
Gordon.
it.
Do you think that it'll help the Browns win a game this year?
I don't know if I want to get in this year, and honestly, I hope they don't.
Because
So that we get the 0-16 parade here in Cleveland.
That was approved. Oh, so now you've released our location. They know where we are.
Oh no!
They know.
By the way, Riff Raff, do you want to come through?
I have your
Oh,
poster.
chill. And this is
Future.
no, this is I can't think of it.
And that is Ronald Reagan.
So anyway,
Josh Gordon, come to our podcast.
yeah, that too. You know, that's pretty fucking cool.
We'll give you like $10.
All right, so I don't
I have
know
10
exactly how to
minutes.
finish. That was all the topics I had to go through.
Oh,
Not really. We skipped over a few, but it was
we're
all the
tired.
important ones, you know.
Yeah.
Was there any other topic that was potentially interesting that we could do real quick?
No,
real
no,
quick.
let's play Golden Tee.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right,
Good
so
night, everyone.
thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you found some insight from this. I feel like we made some good points. And you know, tune in next week if we're here next week.
Thanks for having
If not
us.
the week after, and if not that, then it's Christmas break. So get excited for, you know, February.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, anytime, Mike.
Good night. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and I hope you all have a kick-ass Kwanzaa.
Whatever you say, dude.